Or I'm gonna go for Gojo.
Yo, what is good? Welcome to the video. So, I just want to start by saying there's going to be a lot of changes to my build because of the recent patch. Not just to my in-game build, but also to the quest log. I've removed some builds just because the way that they added items, a lot of my previous builds, they were good. However, they added the second version of T1 gear and they made a lot of the best in slot items a lot easier to achieve. So there's no point to go for like anything other than like truly best in slot. And yeah, so that's just kind of changed the way that a lot of these builds are structured. So highly encourage you to really look thoroughly through the quest log. I've been updating my quest log a lot over the past 24 hours, so you're gonna see a lot of changes. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the game. That way I can show you guys what I'm currently using.
There's no need to lug them all around with you.
All right, so I'm just gonna start by showing you guys my skills. So you'll notice my current skill bar. I've changed it around a bit. I'm gonna just start by saying FYI, Brutal Incision and Ankle Strike can be used interchangeably in this slot. And then when you're in arenas and you're running low on mana, you can, like, if you're surviving and you're not dying, then you can take off Frost Smokescreen for Inner Peace. So these two skills are interchangeable depending upon the situation. And then you'll notice here that I have stopped using Echoic Barrier for Mana Ball Eruption. I'm gonna give a disclaimer and say that playing without Echoic Barrier, it gives you more damage. However, this skill really increases like your resistances and it also decreases your silence time, which is huge because sometimes you really need to be unsilenced just to respond to your enemy. So it makes you slightly more susceptible to silence and shadow step, but you get a lot more damage, and you could always just block or dodge. So it's more of a high risk, high reward build. And some other major changes that we've done is we've stopped using the or stopped depending upon the evasion within our dagger tree. The evasion from daggers, it gives you a bit more than staff, but staff, the way I spec it now, gives me evasion. So I'm not using evasion here. I'm actually going for the cooldown speed and the crit damage because it is better to be like to have more frequent hard hitting attacks on dagger than it is um to have the extra evasion, because we're getting 40 evasion. So technically we're only missing 60 evasion by using our staff with this current mastery setup. 60 evasion is a decent amount, but I think it's better to go for the cooldown and crit damage in the long term. So once I get those next two levels on dagger, I'll really be set up properly. And then, like I said, we're getting every hit node within this mastery tree. So currently our stats on our melee vision build, um, or on our magic range build, we're 1200 on both. 1220, 1220. We were a bit higher with our daggers, like I said, but it's fine. I will be swapping. Just got my Shadow Harvester boots. We'll be swapping these very soon. I actually farmed these from Sanctum. I think Sanctum has better drop rates on these boots than the actual dungeon. But I did get the melee evasion belt as well as the Eternal Champion bindings from Carmine. So I do recommend doing Carmine. The drop rates are still pretty decent, but I feel like the drop rates on these boots are better open world than they are in the dungeon. Um, and then uh, so yeah, this is my magic range set, and then for my melee evasion set, my evasion is at 1718, 1758 with my staff out, 1090 ranged. Um, and then I'm currently at 630 hit. I have not swapped to the Arcane Shadow chest piece yet because I'm waiting for the Ring Universal Power. Basically, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get that Ring Universal Power within the next week, one way or another. This game's gonna give it to me, or I'm gonna take it from this game because I am tired of waiting. I've been playing every day since launch. I've done like almost every weekly achievement since launch, and I have not seen that ring. So one way or another, we're getting that ring within the next week, and we're gonna finish our hit variant of our build, and that should put us above 700. Around 750 hit once we get the chest piece, and we're likely going to take away the ancient sour dome embracer, so we're going to lose a little bit of range evasion, but we're likely going to gain hit. So if we look at the quest log, so I'm start from the melee evasion, uh, magic evasion, and then let me move this up actually. Yeah, so this is my ideal melee evasion setup, whereas I will have over 1700 melee evasion. My ranged, it's gonna be lacking a little bit, 780. But my hit is gonna, you see, it's at about 804 with my staff out. It's pretty decent. Questlog is not always accurate, so we'll see where I sit at. I think I should be closer to like 840, 850. But this is a very, very, very like good variant, I would say. But you also don't have to go you don't have to go Eternal Champion bindings. You could keep the Sourdome Embracers. Honestly, they do give mana regen, which is really nice. You'll be at 730 hit, which is still decent. But then what happens with this is you'll have a lot more range evasion. So I'm gonna play around with it. I'm not gonna get rid of my Ancient Sourdome Embracers. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna play around with it and really see where I want to sit hit wise with my melee evasion build. Um, yeah, and then for my Magic Range 2.0 setup. Um, I'm thinking of swapping to a 50-40-60 variant. Um, I'm not 100% committed to
If you're
this
not
yet
sure what
because
to
I will have
aim
to
for,
build another
just
Phantom
ask.
Wolf mask.
I'll just pick out some
But I'm
materials
thinking
and
of
do it
swapping
for
to
you.
this variant because it's like pure glass cannon DPS. 840 hit, like my evasion's 1200 and 1000. They're not bad, but what I'm gaining from this is I still have a decent amount of crit and bonus damage, but then I'm also getting extra bonus damage from Fan Wolf set, and then with 3P Shadow Harvester, I'm still getting the crit damage. So this is like a pure glass cannon DPS build that I'm working towards. This is if I have enough time before T2 drops. Uh, yeah, major changes, you guys. Major changes. And then I've also updated the skill builds here in the background. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching the video. Peace and love, fam.